Okay, I'm just going to show you some of this game that I've been working on. Got the idea for the game from the recent Ludum Dare. It's something I've wanted to do for quite a while. Unfortunately, I've never really got around to doing it, but when it comes around again in August, I really want to do it. Um, I've tried to make games in the past, and whenever I've tried to make them, it's always come out. Uh, I've always felt like the scope was too large, so I thought this weekend I want to do the Ludum Dare. It's a 48-hour competition. I'll sit down, I'll see how long it takes me to just make a simple game, and so this is what I've made so far. It's not quite finished yet, but this is just me sort of getting to grips with learning how to make a game. It's basically a 2D game. Um, not much happens yet. Well, a fair bit happens, um, but there's still a few things I need to do. Like this map is designed very statically, but the idea is every playthrough it will be randomly generated. Anyway, I'll talk to you more about it. So you have this little red guy here, and this red guy is a parasite, and he needs to basically be killed. I say it is like this weird alien thing, um, and that needs to be killed. And the idea is that it can. The idea is I'm sticking with the theme of the last Ludum Dare, which was an unconventional weapon, and maybe I guess taking a bit of inspiration from FTL Faster Than Light. Um, I decided to use oxygen deprivation as a weapon. So we've got crew members in each area. So however we can see the crew members and the integrity and the oxygen levels and all these various different areas. We've got a corridor here, like a sort of hub area there, or like a whatever you call it. And then this is a bridge. I haven't actually put on there that it's a bridge, but the fact that it's like a dark orange is supposed to signify that it's a bridge. And the idea is the parasite it will work its way to the bridge. At the moment, they're just moving randomly, sort of moving around, opening doors and stuff. And that's all they can do really. So what I can do is I can take this door and I can force close it by pressing W. If I press Shift, I can control all doors, so I can open them all with Q or lock them all. But I can keep opening them and stuff. So what I can do now is let's just reset all the doors by putting them on auto. Shift E. Okay, so I've got these guys just walking around here now. I'm hoping they're gonna they're moving out of the room. Oh, they're not doing apparently. That's a bit of a bug I've got that I need to sort out. But they'll open the door and then they won't walk into the room. The idea is the way it's supposed to work is they open the door and then they walk into the room. But anyway, I digress. Okay, so we've got a number of things we can do. We can purge the room of oxygen. We can put the evacuation alarm on, which doesn't do anything yet, but at some point it's going to basically tell all of the people in that room to get the hell out of that room. There's E, which increases the decreases the repair priority, which doesn't do anything yet, but it will do, and R increases the repair priority. So we can change all these various things on. Turn the alarm on, turn the oxygen off, so the oxygen slowly depletes. It depletes based on the size of the room and the amount of people that are in it. So a large room will take longer to use up all the oxygen, whereas a small room like this one won't take very long. So if we just put the oxygen back on and we turn off oxygen, and just for the time being, so we put purge on, which is Q. So the oxygen runs out quite slowly, but in this room here, if we purge, it runs out very fast because it's a much smaller room. Okay. So yeah, so let's get the oxygen going back in there. Also, it's everything, all the oxygen stuff is controlled on like a room by room basis. Then we have these things called bulkheads, which are one of my favourite additions I've put in, and they're basically these doors that you put down. Increase the integrity by 100%. However, they can't be raised. So basically, you've got a parasite. The idea is what they're gonna do is try and break down the doors once the AI is programmed and everything. They'll try and break down the doors. So a trade-off you can do is you can double the strength of a door by putting down the bulkheads, but then you can't open that door again. So great way to slow down enemies in an emergency, but might end up getting your crew into a bit of trouble doing that. I did demonstrate launching the bulkheads on all of them, but you can do bulkheads individually. Okay. So yeah, that's all I've got up to so far, really. But they do mobs do move around and stuff, and you can some quite interesting stuff can happen, and you can the way you win the game essentially is by starving everybody of oxygen. Well, not starving everybody of oxygen, but basically killing the parasite. I think there will be a number of other ways you can do it, but the way I think the main way people should really be doing it is by starving the parasite of oxygen. By default, the base level of the sorry any whether they're hostile mobs or friendly mobs like the crew. All mobs by default will take damage once the oxygen level of the room they're in falls below 20%. I'm going to add some features like resilience and stuff like that. So it's kind of like each crew member will be randomly generated with slightly different stats. So some crew members may be able to, like say they've got high altitude training or something like that. I like to think that they would be able to survive maybe down to as low as 5% oxygen. So I think of that could be a useful tactic. I like to think that would be a useful tactic to have. Say you could have somebody operating in a room barely and sort of maintain a low oxygen level, slowly starve out a hostile mob, whilst they can perform, not die. Okay, so as we can see, you can see at the top left that this isn't a finished design, but the mobs in this room are slowly dying because they've got no oxygen, while the mobs in these rooms are fine. And the game is essentially won when you've killed all the parasites, which is going to be very soon. And then you'll see in the terminal, sorry, not the terminal, but the console in the bottom left hand corner of the screen, the win score. See, there we go. The game's ended, and everything's gone great. Crew survived 2 out of 4. Station integrity 5 out of 5 because the station will be able to take damage at some point. So basically, all that does is it adds up all the components and crew that are left and divides it by the total to give you the percentage. And that's the basics. So yeah, hope you enjoyed that. Thanks very much.